I have a box here. A very old box. A card party snack bowl box. 2 bowls in one. Yeah, all purpose. Bowl 5 inches. Yeah. From a company called Crofton. Okay, try saying that 5 times and then you'll forget. On this side here, we got the same thing. On this side, the same thing. This looks like something that you could probably get at, what's that store called? Big Lots. That's right. That little discount store that sells cheap stuff, especially when it comes to Transformer figures. Yeah, knockoffs. Nice. So, anyway, it's not this. Basically, that's what I'm saying with this video. It's got nothing to do with this box, except this is where I keep certain items that I forgot even existed anymore. Tell you the truth, I thought I sold these off so long ago, but since I haven't, well, you know, tough breaks on me, because I'm going to be selling these as soon as I'm done reviewing this thing. So let's go ahead and open up this box, and let's see what's inside. Get a good look at this. Anybody remember these things? They are called Attackix. They are the Amiibos. It definitely reminds me of that. Only these came before that. And these are the Transformers Attackix. Mainly they're a mix of Movieverse, which I don't have any, to Energon, Cybertron, the Unicron trilogy, but no Armada for some reason, unfortunately. But I will say this. Comparing these little figurine, little playable game pieces to an actual Transformer figure of today's caliber, it's like night and day comparisons. And you know, the funny thing is, this wins overall, considering the paintwork is superb. There's like not a single place on this little figurine that doesn't have any paint application. It's embarrassing to compare the standards of today's Transformer action figure compared to a what was back then Transformers little miniature figurine playable board piece. Yeah, what the heck. And let's not forget that these things also have missile firing gimmicks. It's all part of the game. Knock down your players or your opponent's players and eliminate them. That's basically it. Survival of the fittest. So this came in a range of a few things. I remember there being Star Wars ones because my brother, Green is Power, used to have the Star Wars Attackix, and I collected the Transformer ones. But sadly, this was not a long life thing. I mean, basically, it only lasted maybe a year and a half, up to 2 years max, and then it was never heard from again. To tell you the truth, I don't even remember how to play this game. But, yeah. Enough with holding this one little minifigure. Let's go ahead and get to the look of this. So here we have Megatron. L, I guess that stands for leader. 30 points, I'm guessing. Decepticon. And his stand is chrome, which is nice. And we got this. Transformer, TF, why not? 17, I'm guessing that's the number of this one. So, item 17 out of God knows how many of these things. Probably not much. So if you flip it on the bottom, you have this little instruction going on here for what to do. If this little piece right here, which I'm pointing at with my thumb, which you can't really see because it's black right now, actually clicks to... Yeah, come on. There it is. It's hard to see it, but trust me, it's white. You can kind of see it. Yeah, there we go. My thumb is giving a little highlight of it. There you go. So it's white. And if that is to occur, after you move these things and they get knocked down, you would take a look at what's going on here and see whether or not you can actually put this to play. So it says basically put Megatron into play from your backups. I'm not so sure if they mean this Megatron or another Megatron, because I'll tell you something. I have another Megatron. See, I've got 2 Megatrons, and the funny thing is, this is a standard piece. As you can see, it's not chrome. The level's basically the same thing. I do believe this is also the same thing. It is. So, what the heck is this all about? I really do not remember, because these are really old. I believe these came out back in 2005? No, 2006, actually. Okay. So, this has been a long time. And they do roll, like rolling things should. this isn't a review. Well, you know, it's not a standard review of one thing or two things. This is a lot. So here's another Decepticon. We got Battle Ravage, S for Scout, I guess. 20 points. Onto the back. Number 6. His feature basically is, if I turn it the right way, if it's white, return one of your other defeated Battle Ravage figures to play. So you gotta load up on some of these. You gotta army build in order for some of these to actually, you know, play. So they do have features. Megatron's Cybertronian jet mode actually has missiles, and this Battle Ravage has a swinging feature, you know, like normal 80s toys as they would. So it doesn't work too well, unfortunately, and I always did have problems with this one. I remember I'd swing at Luke Skywalker and could never hit him. Yeah, that's right. Me and my brother mixed up our Attackix figures on the game, basically. What we would do is we would have Star Wars versus Transformers. And then sometimes we would just play Star Wars and we would just play Transformers. It was a fun game for the time. It was pretty linear, but the game rules is what really drove us away from it. And we were just like, screw it. Let's just see who's the last one standing. And that's basically it. So... also, he's from Transformers Energon, if I'm not mistaken. So there we have that. Okay, so here's an Autobot. Actually, a Minicon T. Not so sure what that means. It's not Titan because he's such a small one. But having said that, I believe his name is Blastoff. He seems to be the shuttle from Transformers Armada, since he is, in fact, a Minicon, the dead giveaway. He's the one that actually could... become the hilt of the Star Saber. Let me know if I'm right about that. The colors are definitely off. It's definitely not representing the actual color scheme he had in the show and the little toy. But, yes, it has a missile, which is nice. It's kind of cool for a Minicon to have this kind of power-up. So, these do fire pretty good. I don't recommend you actually shoot yourself in the eye. You could actually lose your eye. It's that powerful. So, here's some Sky Blasts. Transformers Energon, if I'm not mistaken. 20. Scout. Autobot. Onto the back. 22. Go back to Ravage for a second, because I don't think I showed this off. 6. Minicon is, 1. He's the first one of this series. Funny. He's got an articulation here that hinges up and down, so you can get a better range of, firing the missile at your opponent's players, which is always a nice thing. But again, it's sad that this never really caught on too well. There's more where that came from, people. Here's an Omnicon, which I'm guessing is like a secondary Minicon or something. So 10 T Autobot, and number 2 of this line apparently. So yeah, let's go back to reading some of these. I shouldn't skip these, should I? I don't know how long this video is going to be. Just enjoy it for what it is, because this is something that's very old at this point. Battle Cry, whatever that means. Make an additional attack next turn if you have an Autobot in play. So if you don't have an Autobot on this placement when you knock this guy over, or your opponent knocks this guy over, and this is showcased in white, then it does you no good, right? Again, missile firing feature, there we go. Let's go back to this guy for a moment so we can read what I skipped. Put Sky Blast into play from your backups. Right. Did I show off the Minicons? There you go, you can read that for yourselves. Battle Ravage, I really think I'm skipping some of these. No, actually I did showcase his. Yeah, so unprofessional of me, but hey, this is an unprofessional reviewing place. So, yeah, anyway. Ransack, I remember him. Yeah, it's okay. Decepticon, there's something. I mean, it's nice to have a little more Decepticons than Autobots, but whatever. Number 18. You can read that if you want. This is recovery power-up. There you go. There's that. Oh, and he doesn't have a missile. He's got that. So you basically roll him up to your opponent by how many turns you actually get to move, and then boom, knock him over. It's pretty powerful, so it will knock over your opponents. It actually knocked over Omega Sentinel once, and he's in here, so we'll get to him. Spoiler alert. Let's just go ahead and get to him. Here's the big guy himself, Omega Sentinel, not Omega Supreme. Unfortunately, I could not find Omega Supreme. I remember he was a hard one to track down, probably exclusive if I recall. But yeah, it's just a difference in color. It's still the same thing. And he doesn't hold up too well anymore. I remember this was actually supposed to stay in place, because basically the gimmick is you take him out by hitting his kneecaps, and it's supposed to undo this, and he falls over because gravity takes play. It's too bad that doesn't work anymore. Well, there we go. It's actually holding now, but it's not good enough to hold him in place. You know, he's gotten weak over time, but the detail and the paintwork on these things, my God, this is incredible. So anyway, his feature basically is he's got a Gatling gun here. What you do is, I think you twist it a couple times and it does fire the missiles that you can hear. They're clicking and firing off. Supposedly, if my hand wasn't in the way, it would work. But hey, I don't want to lose these things. They're 100% complete and pretty much mint in condition, as they were only played with for games. That's it. Not really physical play. But for some reason, his joints have just given out over time. That's sad. Anyway, back to this. 70 Omega Sentinel, Mega Class, I'm guessing. So, he's number 1 of SVT? It's the T missing there or something? I'm not so sure what that represents. Anyway, down here, Rally. If white, return 1 of your Autobots to play. That's a nice one to have. Okay, so there's that. So, Optimus Prime, the heroic leader of the Autobots. That's right, leader class. Number 30. Well, you know, 30 power up, I guess. Super Optimus Prime, actually, because there was a difference in Cybertron. If he was his cab, he's just normal Optimus Prime. If he had his complete trailer with him, he would be Super Optimus Prime. Right. So, missile, you know how it works. Nice. The paint job, kind of sloppy, but then again, it's still more paint than your standard Transformer figures these days, and that's a given fact. So anyway, with that out of the way, number 14, flip this. Transform. Put Super Optimus Prime into play from your backups. There you go. That's not all. I'm sure there's another Optimus Prime in there somewhere. I believe I had 2 Megatrons and 2 Super Optimus Primes. So this is Overhaul, if not given by his name. Leader for some reason. So maybe that's not leader class. I don't know. So, onto the back. 19. Down here, Sacrifice. If white, replace 1 of your Autobots with this figure. Nice. So, missile fires. Pretty big missile. Pretty powerful. Can knock over Omega Sentinel, even though he'd be betraying his comrades, right? So, yep. Oh no. Now I'm starting to remember something. Hang on here. Oh my God, it's Larry, Curly, and Moe. Oh Lord. How many Megatrons did I have? We had another whole song and dance with that one. Let's move on. So, Skyblast in his robot mode. Oh my God, has he aged? He's yellowed. Oh no, no. That hurts the value. Not that they really have anything, but I mean, ouch. What am I supposed to do about that? Anyway, his weapon, a spear apparently. Well, it's a cannon that fires a spear, which is kind of warped due to the way that they were stored in here, but hey, it was the only box I had at the time. So, W. Not so sure what that represents. 21. Transform, if white. Put Skyblast vehicle mode into play from your backups, which is right here. All white. This guy, unfortunately, is an off-white. Turning yellow now. With white legs and a very snowy head job. There we go. There's that. Alright, so here we got the Insecticon. So, an Energon character, I believe. Right, so, 4 Recruit, if white. Put one Insecticon into play from your backup. So, missile, fires, pretty good. These weapons were very powerful. I wish I could just take these off of these figures and give them to my actual Transformer figures, because I miss missile firing gimmicks. It was the fun of Transformers. Anyway, here's another Minicon. We don't have to go for that. We know that one already. Ooh, Vector Prime. Transformer Cybertron with a very nice looking radar dish blaster thingamajig. So, there's the button. Fires pretty good. I believe some of these little figurines could actually turn their heads, because they do have articulation, even though I'm not showcasing it. There, it's there. So, 40, leader, I'm guessing. Number 11, Vengeance. Remove up to 2 of your opponent Insecticons if you have another figure in play. Huh. Catchy. So, what do we got? We're getting to the barrel now. Well, the bottom, basically, is what I mean. So, Dirt Boss. Look at that. Woo! Come up over his head. And it fires! I thought it was just, hold on. I gotta go retrieve it. I thought it was just one of those weapons that locks in, and when you press the button. I didn't even press it that time. Okay, so we're not going to lock that in place, but I thought it was one of those weapons where it just only goes out so far after pressing the button. But no, that actually fires off, and pretty strong, too. So, where were we? I lost my chain of thought. 20, down here, let's see what his is all about. Recruit, put any Decepticon into play from your backups. Alright, so here we've got another chrome piece. I guess these are very, very popular. Probably the most sought after ones of the game, I guess. So we got Starscream from Transformers Cybertron has got more paint job than, again, your standard Transformer figures. Maybe even more than the actual Cybertron Starscream figure. Maybe. I'm just saying. Anyway. Missile fires, you know how that works. So, onto the back here. Focus. Focus, focus. Come on. Put it in. Put it in. 8. There we go. Rally. Return one of your defeated Decepticons to play. And unfortunately, I can't even tell you how to play this game. Right then. Megatron. Robot mode. Here we go. Very nice. Look at that paint job. That is nice. So embarrassing for the Transformer figures of today. I get it, inflammation and the just the budget they have these days. It's just not. It's not enough to cover such a thing. But as you can see, I can actually remove this one. Yeah, I just might do what I said earlier, but maybe not. Why is this bent? Or unless it's like supposed to be like that, I don't know. Because actually, I think... No, never mind. I thought I had another one. Guess not. Not enough love for the robot mode from Megatron. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the basics. 6. Sacrifice. If white, replace one of your Decepticons with this figure. Okay. So, there we have that. Oh yeah, that's actually his blaster he had in Transformers Cybertron, if you didn't notice that. It's just big, like, real big. Alright, so we're getting to the very end. So here's another Omnicon. Here's another Insecticon. And last one in this box, Super Optimus Prime. You cannot have Megatron without Optimus Prime. You cannot have Optimus Prime without Megatron. That's the way it works. Look at that work. Look at that detail. Look at that paint job. Look at that freaking BFG of Murder Death. And yes, he did have this in the show as well. Just not this big and probably not even this color. This seems pretty legit. But, yeah. Like I said, some of their heads do turn, which is very interesting. I don't know why that is, but whatever. It is what it is. So, number 5, Recover if white. Stand up Super Optimus Prime if you have another figure in play. If you don't have any other figures, the game's over, basically. And last thing to show off is the firepower. That hurt. That really hurt. Ow. It's powerful. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this box out of the way and show these off one more time with all of them standing side by side with their Autobots and Decepticon brethren. Right, so I did the best I could to get all these to fit on screen so you can get one last look at all of these before they go the way of every other Transformer toy that is no longer necessary. Saying they're going off to eBay before you know it. I'm not expecting much, maybe 10 bucks for these as a group. I don't know the popularity of these things. There really wasn't anything special about them outside of just being game pieces without a game board. I don't remember there being a game board for this thing. I remember there being a set of instructions to learn the rules of the game and all that. Bro, I have no idea where that thing went. Had some nice artwork on it too, with Cybertron Optimus Prime against Megatron, and I believe the Star Wars one had Luke Skywalker against Darth Vader on it. Pretty cool. But outside of that, nothing else too fancy about it. So, speaking of which, let's go ahead and do a head count of this. So, half here, Decepticons, the other half, the Autobots, as I said before. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 Autobots. Decepticons, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So yeah, as you can see, basically the Autobots overrun the Decepticons by 1. But if we were to remove the doubles for 1 second, and I know this is going to kill more time here, but let's get rid of some of these Decepticons that are not needed. So there we have that, and try to get them all repositioned so you can see everything that's not a double here. And basically the run is this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Really? Just one Autobot got removed? 2, 4, 6, 7. So yeah, it's still not an even competition here in this game. Unfortunately, I gave up on this line after Series 2, I believe. And I believe after that, that's pretty much where this line ended, unfortunately. At least for the Transformers side of things. Outside of Transformers and Star Wars, I don't know if there was any other franchises that were put into the Attackix thing. Obviously, they had to be related to Hasbro since it was a Hasbro product thing. So, you know, if anybody has any history about the Attackix and what they're really going for these days, I mean, I'd love to hear some of this. Is there anything in here that's actually a rare case? Because I'll tell you the truth, I have no history about this. Outside of buying these things and playing with them a couple of times with my brother, just getting all excited about having worlds collide, the Star Wars and the Transformers, just playing these games for all fun and games, basically, which is the meaning of a game. I really don't remember the set of rules or anything else that actually followed with it, unfortunately. I do remember it being a blast, but outside of that, my brain has just lost all data on this, unfortunately. I really wish I could remember some of this stuff. I'm sure if I take my time to look online and find, maybe Wikipedia might have an article on this or something, learn the history about it, but you know, it's all in the past. I'm going to leave this in the past. I'm saying goodbye to these, so again, I'm going to be listing them very shortly on eBay. And again, sadly, the truth be told, I really don't see these selling for more than maybe 20 bucks. Plus shipping. I gotta put a shipping charge on everything because that's how it rolls. I mean, I gotta make a little bit of a profit, otherwise what's the point? If I gotta take some of that profit and put it towards shipping, then that does me no good, right? Especially if I were to sell these for pretty dang cheap. It does me no good. So, yeah, it's not greed, it's just a meaning of things. A principle, basically. So, that's it. What did you think about this? Did any of you actually have this series of game pieces? Did you have any great experience with playing with your brothers or your sisters with these? Did you ever play your parents with these? Or basically what I'm trying to say is, what was your perspective on the Attackix series? a short-lived thing that maybe someday might see the light of day again, because there have been things that Hasbro has returned to. Remember the Titanium series for Transformers and Star Wars? It's back. Maybe we might come across these again down the road of the future. You never know. Only time will actually tell. So questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of this video. If you like today's video review, kind of a video review, I was just having fun here, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, well, then you probably don't like these. Hit the thumbs down button. Again, it is your perspective. And that's basically it. So yeah, this is your King Redis Power signing off, saying thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you whenever you see me.